Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sanaya on ISM. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I came across a video where a white woman was talking about how if you are a man and you voted for Democrat, that you are not man enough, like you are not manly, right? That like, how can your husband vote for a Democrat? Now I am asking, is she really aware of what is going on, like the harm, the government, the bills that they have been passing? Because some of them do not even understand what is going on where they are. And that tells you how ignorant majority of them are. With everything going on and the rest of it, of all things to talk about is now being manly and not being manly. And least I forget, I hope you all know that now when they talk about Democrats, when they call Democrats, they are talking about Black people. For those that do not know, I am on this street, so I know what is going on. When they say woke, they are, because they cannot use N word, it is woke, right? And then they found out that Black people already know what they meant by woke. They were switched over to DEI. Now DEI, they are still saying it, but when it looks like they now switched to Democrats. So we know all your taxes, right? And I hope the government is favoring you and is doing great and putting a lot of things in your pocket. And now, did you see the video where students, it's still Black History Month, and Black people do not even get any time off. You can see the door. That's white and Black, trying to remind them about segregation. Let's get into this video.
For some reason, I cannot equate a manly man voting Democrat. If I were out on a date with a guy and he told me he was a Democrat or voted Democrat, I would just walk out on him. I cannot align with that. And I'm sorry, I just would not feel like you're a real man. I mean, what straight, heterosexual, manly man voted for Kamala? A manly man voting Democrat.
Let me make sure I understand this correctly, because I didn't need to see the rest of that damn video. So according to you, you can't see manly men voting Democrat. And I guess I'm not manly men because I have two hoop earrings in my ears and painted fingernails, right? Let me tell you what I am and see whether or not that matches up with your idea of a manly man. You see, I believe in a woman's right to privacy, meaning I shouldn't have anything to do with what goes on with a woman in her doctor's office or the bathroom. I guess I'm not manly man because I believe in the idea of women being able to control everything, every aspect of their life. I guess I'm not a manly man because I like to protect my children from real things like unalivings at school and not fictional things like trans people taking a shit in a bathroom. Guess I'm not manly man then, huh? I believe in the idea of protecting the environment, the planet we live on. So that my kids, my grandkids, and my great-grandkids, as well as your kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids, actually have something to live on other than a burning husk. Damn. Guess I'm not manly man, huh? I believe in the idea of leaving people alone to live their lives the way they want to, such as members of the LGBTQIA+. I guess real manly men like bullying them, beating them up, using Bible verses out of context to bash them, while there are other real manly men looking at their daughters. They're over here looking for some fictional trans woman in a bathroom that's going to touch their kid, right? Damn, so not manly man then, I guess. Do y'all realize that the internet is forever? No matter what you try to do to scrub this video from history, somebody has it. And when you are standing in front of God, you will have to deal with it there. But as long as you're on this side of the dirt, you will have to explain to your daughters and granddaughters, the nieces and the aunts and the cousins that you have in your life, that you think it's really manly man to not give a shit about anybody else but your damn self. I just can't see it. Probably because you haven't looked. You see, I am as much of a manly man as the next man. The only difference is I'm not a dick about it. I genuinely give a shit about humanity. That thing y'all keep pretending y'all care about when you sit on them church pews and worship Skyfather and Kenny Loggins' Jesus. Meanwhile, the pastor of that damn church, which is trying to tell you what a real manly man is, wants to sleep with your daughter. The one that's still in high school or elementary school. I will never understand how is it that y'all can continually call yourselves Christians, but everything that you speak of, every action that you take shows that you are Pharisees on a good day and demons on a bad one. So while you're over here looking for a manly man, maybe you should look for a good one. Not this uber ideal of what a manly man is. You mean the type that doesn't cry because, I ain't got time to cry, as opposed to a man who is actually very comfortable with emotions and can show things other than I just want to kill somebody. One day your child is going to see this. And then you're going to have to look that kid in the face and say, well, I wasn't thinking. I was just being selfish. When your daughter can't talk to you because the high school principal, not a trans person, an actual, one of those manly men, as you call them, keep leering at them when they're trying to go to the bathroom. Or when your husband says he has to be in the room with your 12 and 13 and 14-year-old daughter when she goes to the doctor's office, or your fear that something will happen to your child and she won't be able to get a hold of anything like Plan B to control what happens to her own goddamn body. I guess that'll just be God's way. Because God's a real manly man too. What you're looking for is a fallacy. And you can't understand why some of us refuse to think in selfish terms like manly man and actually think about people other than ourselves. But then again, why am I not surprised? White women will always be the handmaidens of white patriarchy. Always. So much so that other white women don't want shit to do with y'all. So congratulations. I sincerely hope that manly man and those manly men that you have in your life don't harm your children. I truly hope they don't.
Is Black History Month over with yet? What does this hallway look like to you? Does it look like a school hallway, perhaps? Do these look like classrooms? Of course they do. Because this is our school. A school in North Carolina. If I'm lacking energy, it's because I am tired and not surprised. Every year, multiple schools engage in these kind of missteps and then have the nerve to wonder why. Every year I have to watch the commercialization and the trivialization of Black History Month. And this decorations, because that's what they're calling it, took place at Charlotte West High School in North Carolina. And the school has been reprimanded for this idea. Like, no one on the whole staff thought to say, hey, maybe no. Maybe no. What exactly was this decoration commemorating? Exactly what was the message here? Because there is no context. There is no context. And if that's not bad enough, this is the racial breakdown of the student body of that school. 77.4% Black, 14.5% Hispanic, 3.5% Asian, 2.6%, 1.9% white, and 0.0% Indigenous and Alaskan Natives. But I need a breakdown of the faculty and staff of this school. I want to know if there was anybody who could have said this was a bad idea. We might as well take students on field trips to pick cotton. Oh, wait a minute. Mississippi schools have done that. Yeah, during Black History Month.
This is all I got from this video. And people like that woman will look at Democrats because now they now use black people, like what they call black people now are Democrats. When you hear Democrats, they mean black people. So when you are manly, when you want to show how manly you are supposed to vote for Republican, not Democrats. And these people are not out there talking about what the harm the Republicans are doing presently. And this kind of people will not actually be out there to talk about the dangers of them when it comes to Black History Month, how they go all overboard to prove to Black people that instead of celebrating Black history, there actually should be white history. Because as it stands, I do not see them coming out to speak out or speak on what is going on. They are losing their jobs. Quite few of them are coming out to scream, ask for help. The rest do not even understand what is going on because they do not have the mental capability to understand that the government is in shambles. They don't know that. So every time they wake up, they have some crazy and nasty things to talk about. The Black History Month is not yet over. Well, Black people still wake up every day to them gaslighting Black people at any point they get. Why? Because they feel like Black people do not have any anti-Black view. And each time I talk about how Black people do not have anti-Black view, I feel like nobody is saying anything about it. People who are not even making, I don't know, I know Black people already have talked so much about it. Not like you have not talked, because I still remember last year how the anti-Semitism and all that, how it all started, everybody were like, how immediately that started in school, there was anti-Semitism, anti-Semite law bill passed straight up, that if you try to say something or do something against any Jewish and all that, you are going to be, they will do this or they will do that. People wake up every day to gaslight Black people all over, but I never see them having anti-Black bill. There is anti-Asian bills, but we do not have anyone. That's why we wake up every day to people spewing some rhetoric, some nonsense rhetoric, BS about people that look like me. What would they call that hallway? Like, you all already know it was during segregation. They want to remind you it's Black history. I still remember the one I reported last 2 years or last year, if I am not mistaken, the Mississippi, where they pick the kids to go and pick cotton because it's Black History Month. Of all things their ancestors achieved, you didn't take them there to see the things their ancestors built, the towers and all that. It is the cotton that you took them to go and pick. That shows you how some certain things run so deep in some people's blood. But they will never believe it. Why? Because how can they believe it? The ancestors never did anything. It was not me. I never knew anything about that. But you did not know anything about that. You are old enough and you are still acting like them. So what is now the difference? I am gonna clock out, man. I need some rest. Bye for now.